Okay, here we go. So, I'm going to explain the Overton window. Okay, so the Overton window is the word used for what is thinkable in a society. What is thinkable, okay?
In the middle of the Overton window, you can find ideas, principles, policies, beliefs, practices that most people really agree with. These ideas are just obvious to a culture or common sense. In fact, these beliefs and practices are so basic, they are never questioned. They're just everyday assumptions that frame our world. For example, everyone should have the right to vote. Everyone should be educated. Violence is wrong. Theft is wrong. Racism is wrong, etc. There are some ideas that lie outside or on the edge of the current Overton window, and these are considered to be absurd, like crazy, weird or dangerous. For example, only rich people should vote, or only white people should receive an education, etc. Over time, this window of what is normal or acceptable can shift. For example, the philanthropic mill owner from Manchester, Samuel Gregg, seen here in 1820, treated the children in his textile business with unusual benefits. They had decent food, housing, and education. He was especially kind to the girls. He did not want to inflict mathematics on them because he thought it would give them a headache. Thankfully, 200 years later, female intelligence, education, and suffrage is considered to be a basic right, basic common sense in Manchester. Gregg's ideas are now considered ridiculous, and rightly, they're not an acceptable topic of debate in the media. Sometimes the Overton window suddenly moves. For example, Donald Trump's outrageous and toxic idea that Mexicans are rapists and that the US election was rigged, etc., are an attempt to push the media to the far right. So the question is, where's the Overton window with climate change? The answer is that the public discourse is far away from where it should be. Unfortunately, we have a window that is far too comfortable and disconnected from mainstream science. It's normal standard climate news just to focus on individual actions or individual weather events. The idea that entire ecological and economic systems are being pushed to collapse is still considered a bit crazy or unthinkable. Why do we not have a public education about the real mainstream science? 1 minute every day, after the weather forecast, for example. Why is there no public debate about the radical cuts that have to happen immediately? Laws to frame our economic growth inside the boundaries of science should be common sense. They should be duh, not what. Binding laws about emissions should be as a duh as the laws we have about toxic sandwiches or the female vote and the inhumanity of racism.
It seems as though the writing's on the wall.